Okay, we are live on YouTube and live on TikTok. Yay! Oh, I'm making it work. I'm making it work. I'm making it work. It is Monday night, the 7th of April. I feel like the month's already over already. It's already over and it's not even over yet. But the month is running. It is what it is. 3 more days until the 10th of the month. And I have goals that I have set that I have got to meet, which I'm on track to do. Okay. And I'm here and I am talking to all of you lovely people. Thank you for the sale. Thank you for the sale. About eye health and eyesight. I had some great conversations today with customers and customers to be about their eyesight and their eye health. So it's been a fabulous day all the way around, and I'm excited to have the time to come here and go live. And then I gotta move this. Get this pillow out of the way. Okay. All right, bring the tray back up. Yay. All right, back. All right, we're all set. We're all set. We're all set. Okay. Ooh, the black background makes a difference. I can actually see all the numbers, all the stuff. How are we all? I don't know if anybody else can see that. I don't know what not approved is. Okay. I guess there are live gifts going on with TikTok. I'm not sure. Anyway, so we're here. It is 8:32. I am Leslie Wright, and I'm the owner and compounder at Bearcat Body Care Essentials. And I make body care products. And I have a whole line of eye care products, 5, 6 products to be exact. And they are all 100% natural. And 4 of the 6 are using castor oil and DMSO to actually enhance eyesight and eye health. And I spent 13 months recovering my eye health using castor oil and DMSO in various um, degrees and in various blends. And I have created a set of products that I am bringing to you all now that have the ability to do the same thing. Bring changes to your positive change to your eyesight and your eye health. And I had cataracts in both eyes. I had floaters in both eyes. I was wearing 5X readers. Um, had a severe cataract in my left eye, moderate cataract in my right eye, and I had astigmatism in both eyes, and wearing prescription glasses since I was 6 years old. And at 61 years old, and I started this whole genre. I started this whole journey when I was 59. But now at 61, my birthday was February 25th. I no longer wear glasses, and I haven't worn glasses for about 9 months, whether it's readers or any other type of glasses. And I can drive at night. I can move around my world 100% without having to deal with the need for glasses or contacts. And the things that have benefited me the most are the products that I make. The ingredients in those products really are the things that have benefited me the most. And the DMSO and Castor Oil. And then I also have an eye drop called Revitalize that is fabulous if you've got dry eye. It's just a game changer. And it's been fabulous having that drop in my eyes too. So I come here every night and I like to talk to everybody about their eye health and their eyesight. And especially since I'm over the age of 50, and a lot of the people that are customers of mine are over the age of 50. And there are so many issues, diseases, conditions that happen in the eyes that are so called age related. And although I think age is something that is potentially causational, I also think that the fact that we don't really take care of our eyes in any other real way over the course of our lives is part of the reason that our eyes have these challenges once you hit the age of 50. So I'm here. I'm ready to chat. I've got a couple of hours tonight. So that puts me here till about 10:30, which is where I have to break off because I have a lot of orders that I have to get out tomorrow. And I made 200 bottles of Revitalize tonight, 2 ounce and 1 ounce. The majority of them are 1 ounce. And then I've got my 2 ounce bottles that I made some too. So I'm ready to talk to you all. Hey Dana, how you doing, honey? Ah, there we go.
I'm here. I'm just sharing, and when I'm sharing, I can't talk.
Okay, no.
I was doing some shares right quick.
No problem at all.
I had a couple people that I told I would send the link to when you came on this morning.
I am on YouTube tonight too. I am on YouTube tonight also, okay.
Oh, okay. That'll help. Thank you. I'll be back in about 2 minutes.
All right, no worries. Okay. I don't think anybody's asking any questions yet. Dana's sharing the live. The one thing I will ask is Usline Anthony, thank you so much. I actually was, believe it or not, just responding. I either think to an email or checking something on your order because I just saw your name probably 5 minutes ago. I'm just checking to see if anybody asked anything while I was on my little rant. Okay. So the one thing I am going to ask is while you're on the live with me, please tap the like button as often as you can. I'd really appreciate that because it helps the algorithm, push the live out to more people in the FYP land. And that's part of the reason that I'm here is to just get a little more traction in my business and help as many people as I possibly can. Okay.
All right, I just put someone up on the panel.
It's Jer Bear.
Yes, hi.
Hi.
That's my son's username for TikTok. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, that's why everybody gets confused when I post back because they see that picture. I have a couple of questions for you.
Sure.
Okay, number one is this is more of me than it is asking a question. So I got diagnosed with wet MD.
Okay.
I'm 53 years old, and I've had diabetes for type 2 diabetes for 30 plus years.
Okay.
The only thing I for that was my metformin and my glimepiride. Real low dose of the glimepiride, 4 milligrams, and real high dose of the metformin for taking that now for 30 plus years.
Wow.
Off and on. But I just went to my doctor, my eye doctor in Chico, California, and he's been giving me eye injections in my eye to stop the wet MD. And so this last time, if I sound like I'm out of breath, it's because I'm on my exercise treadmill. So I apologize about that. But,
don't apologize. I applaud you. Do it, girl.
Yeah, so I've been doing it for the last, I think, 2 years now. I've been trying to stay fit and get healthy for myself.
Yes.
And for my family. So, so here's the thing. You know, they tell you that the doctors tell you, oh, it's all about, your diabetes and you need to control it. And I believe that in a way, but then I don't. Because going through this health trip that I've been going through, like trying to stay healthy, trying to take minerals and vitamins now, and being on this new journey in my health, I ran into some things about your eyes, and I found out that mucus can be the cause of the pressure in the eye. And I asked the doctor that question the other day when I went to go see him, and he said, that's a thought, you never thought about that. And I find it funny that these doctors don't do certain researches with people that have wet MD and glaucoma, cataracts, and things like that. They're quick to do surgery on you, and they're quick to give you shots. But to really diagnose that, trying to look into more options for people that have wet MD and other issues with their eyes. So anyhow, I didn't, because I'm doing so well, I didn't need any injections. I've been doing other things, natural pathogens for myself. And so I was really happy to hear that I didn't need an injection in my eye. And he said, whatever you're doing, keep on doing it. I'll see you in 3 months.
Okay.
So the body does heal itself if you give it the right conditions, right?
1000%.
Yeah. But what is this that these eye drops you're talking about? What are they about?
So my eye drops are 100% natural, and they range from a 2-ingredient eye drop, which is DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide, and castor oil.
Yes.
So, and then I have a multi-ingredient drop that is DMSO, castor oil, meliopinini honey, hyaluronic acid, a Celtic salt saline solution. I think I feel like I'm. Oh no, yeah, that's it. That's what's in that drop. And the last drop is the same thing with the honey and everything else, but it doesn't have the DMSO in it for people that are allergic to DMSO. And then I have an eye drop for dry eye to moisturize and hydrate the eye. That is a Celtic salt saline solution, distilled water, vegetable glycerin, and 2% hyaluronic acid.
Oh, wow. That's a combination.
Huh?
I said that's a combination.
It's very hydrating to the eye. Like it's what the eye needs to stay hydrated and moisturized. And a lot of what we go through as we age has to do with the dryness of the eye. That's why we get floaters, is because the vitreous fluid starts to dry and clump, and and then there's a number of issues with our eyes that stem from having dry eyes.
Right.
So, and my eyes. Go ahead.
And I agree with you with the castor oil. That is the best. Because I did the same with my eyes. I put some castor oil in just a little bit, just a little smudge, and I found out that I can see through one of my eyes because of that.
Yeah, no, castor oil is very healing to the eye, and the DMSO has the ability to penetrate and carry the castor oil deeper into the eye system. So it's very reparative in the eyes also.
Yes, yes, yes. I agree with that too. Yeah. Well, I thank you so much, Doctor, for your help with these drugs.
I'm not a doctor.
Okay.
I'm not a doctor. I just
Okay.
that's okay. I want everybody to know that I'm not a doctor and I'm not playing one on TikTok.
Yeah. Well, I thank you. What is your name? I'm sorry.
Leslie Wright.
Leslie Wright.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm Sherry Vaughn.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, it's very nice to meet you, and I'm so happy that you're out here broadcasting this better way of taking care of our eyes instead of telling them go to the doctors and getting all this other medicine that we don't need in our body.
No, 100%. And it's only symptom management. It's not going to fix the cause of anything. It's just going to, manage symptoms maybe at best. And I wish you all the best in your journey with your eyes. Try your best to stay away from those injections.
Yes,
it's insane.
I've heard that so many times. The doctor asked me, says, Sherry, how do you feel about, getting another injection? I told him, you know what, honestly, those just blind me. They don't help me. They blind me. And I'm doing all I can to make sure my pressure's down. Doing all I can to eat minerals and vitamins and good food. I mean, you can't miss, but I do it more often now than I ever have because of my eyes. So, yeah. Take care of if there's anybody out there that's listening to me. Take care of your eyes. Take care of them. And if you got something like this beautiful woman who's telling you, hey, do this instead, listen. Because you don't want to go through those shots. Those shots are horrible.
No, they're horrible. And they're a crapshoot. Most of the time they don't know exactly where they're putting that needle, and they can hit all kinds of veins and tissue in the eye that can cause, definite long-term sight loss.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. They even make you sign an agreement before you get those shots.
Yeah.
Not to sue them if anything happens to you.
Yeah.
So, yes, I agree 100% what you're doing, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
If I wanted to get it, am I a perfect candidate for your eye drops, or is that just for dry eyes?
No, you really are a perfect candidate for my eye drops. I have a drop called For an Eye. Okay. Thank you for the gift. That was a big gift there. Okay. The For an Eye has the honey in it, and that's very healing in the eye. And the DMSO would be very helpful in dealing with the additional veinage that occurs when you've got wet macular degeneration.
Yeah. Well, I want to. I certainly want to test these out and see if I would do better on these things than these drops. So, how do I get some?
You can buy them on my website, so you can purchase them on my website. My website is bearcatbody.com.
Okay.
And it's on the screen in front of you at the bottom, bearcatbody.com. And I just wanted to share this information. I use ChatGPT to help keep us all informed, and I don't want to say things that are misleading or incorrect, so I use ChatGPT to help me out. And this is regarding mucus in the eye. Mucus plays a key role in keeping your eyes healthy, but when it's out of balance, it can cause discomfort or signal underlying issues. Your eyes naturally produce a small amount of mucus as part of the tear film, which keeps the surface of the eye moist, clean, and protected. This mucus is produced by goblet cells in the conjunctiva and mixes with watery aqueous and oily lipid layers to keep the eyes lubricated. When mucus becomes a problem, so too much or thickened mucus can lead to blurry vision or grittiness. Mucus buildup can create a sticky or blurry film over the eye. It may feel like something is in the eye, a foreign body sensation. So eye discharge, sleep, or gunk in the eye, common when waking or during irritation or an infection. White or clear stringy mucus may appear with allergies or dry eye. Yellow/green mucus can indicate an infection like pink eye. Allergies or dry eye, so allergic reactions can cause stringy, sticky mucus along with redness and itching. Dry eyes may trigger excess mucus as the eyes try to compensate. Um, and then it talks about infections, conjunctivitis. So, viral, bacterial, or fungal infections can cause excess mucus and eye discharge, sometimes crusting the eyelids shut. So, and then it talks about what you can do about it. Now, here's the one thing have I've done some research on, but I haven't done a deep dive, and I may do a deep dive later on tonight. I've not heard of any condition or any situation where the eye creates so much mucus that it can create pressure in the eye, causing like, an edema in the eye or anything like that.
Right.
So, and I'm going to research that a little bit more tonight because interesting enough. But generally, what is causing pressure in the eye is drainage issues with the glands and the ducts of the eye backing up the aqueous humor and it not being able to drain properly.
Yes, that's what I was told too. By another doctor that I follow. So I heard that too.
Okay.
But I don't know why my ducts are not working. If that's the case with my eyes, but the doctor seemed to be very interested in that statement. I had asked him, does mucus have anything to do with it? And he's like, huh, that's a thought. I'm gonna definitely think about that. But he's never been told. I'm like, this is their Western medicine, right? They do what they've been told. So
no, 100%, 100%. They do what they've been told, and just like I just used ChatGPT to ask the simple question, they should have enough knowledge, background, and interest to be able to ask a question of
duration 1 hour, 409 calories.
Nice, good job.
Yeah. Yeah. I go for an hour and 30 minutes a day. So, and I have tried castor oil. This one person, GMG, I have tried castor oil on my eyes, and they cleared up my cloudiness on my left eye. So, yeah. I have tried that. So, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And you said again, your name was
Leslie.
Leslie.
Yes.
I was right. Okay, Leslie. Thank you, Leslie.
You're welcome. Have a great evening and enjoy the rest of your workout.
Yes, if I need to call you, can I? Because you have your number up here. Can I call you?
That's why I put it up there.
Okay.
Feel free to call me.
Thank you, Leslie, again. God bless.
You're welcome. Have a great evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Holly, how you doing today?
I think I'm doing better today, but I just got to watch everything I eat and make sure nothing's really cold or nothing's really hot.
Excellent.
And I can't eat too much. I think I really burned and scarred my esophagus. The more I think about it, when you just ponder something over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And you start to get the answer. I actually burnt my esophagus 3 times in a row. Twice in the one night and again the next day. And it's sore there. So
Did you do the
Well,
ginger?
I did the ginger. I took a piece and I cut the skin off and I put it in my mouth and sucked the juice out of it. It didn't do me anything bad. It didn't do anything bad or anything good, so I can't tell. It's the first time I did it was today, and I'm going to do it again tomorrow. I just feel the sphincter, the lower end of the lower esophagus sphincter is not working. Where if you burn it, and it's over relaxed or whatever, it stays open or what, the acids are going to climb back up there.
Right.
And that could happen through having a bad diet and all kinds of things, medication. That can also happen through burning your esophagus like I did. And I was in pain yesterday when I was on live, and I just, kept tossing and turning. I tried my left side, and then it was there for a while, and then I went to my right. I went to sleep. So I was a little bit better, but I think it has to do with healing, diet, just, a routine of healing and diet.
Yeah, well, it's going to take, a number of days to deal with that burn. But you're doing all the right stuff. You're on the right track.
Well, if I would have poured that hot spaghetti sauce on my leg, that would have burned my leg.
100%.
And that's how hot it was.
Yeah.
And I remember carrying it from one room to the next, and I'm looking at it. It's like, it's still bubbling.
Right.
And you take it off the heat, and it was still bubbling. Sometimes I do a big boo-boo.
We all do.
I just gotta watch what I eat right now so nothing comes back up. And I am doing the ginger. I did not do the castor oil. I did the black seed oil a little bit today, half teaspoon. That made me feel icky. Maybe because what I've gone through. And I did not do the castor oil. I did not take that down yet. Maybe I will tonight. But I did do the ginger. So I ain't saying anything bad or good. It's just all,
Yeah. Well,
it's not a raw esophagus.
Exactly.
I did it to myself.
Exactly. So JMG says try castor oil drops each eye at night if you have glaucoma, optical neuropathy removed, cloudy. Okay. So castor oil is really good for the eye, but if you have glaucoma, one of the issues, the diagnosis of glaucoma is that the optic nerve is being damaged. So there's inflammation in the eye. That's called ocular, what is it? Not edema, but ocular hypertension. And and castor oil can potentially be helpful in that scenario, but it doesn't penetrate deeply enough to alleviate the inflammation in the eye on its own, and it doesn't penetrate deep enough to deal with the optic nerve damage. So that's why I've paired castor oil with DMSO, because DMSO penetrates deep enough to get to the optic nerve and provide benefit. And because it's a carrier and can carry the castor oil with it, then that's very beneficial to the optic nerve, and it's anti-inflammatory along with castor oil. So they both alleviate inflammation in the eye, which is significantly beneficial. And DMSO alleviates inflammation at a higher level than castor oil on its own. So that's just some information for you. Coco, how are you doing? I saw you up on the panel.
I must say my eyes are doing good, though.
Are they?
My esophagus isn't, but my eyes sure are.
Well,
I test them every day.
That you're not pouring heart crap in your eyes. That's why.
No, no, I'm not doing that. I made a move, but I'm happy with the Revitalize and the 3070. Good stuff.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Lower prescription for me.
Rose Alba Corona says, hi, I bought the 3070. How long to get rid of the floaters? How many times a day? So twice a day is all you should need, 2 times a day. And it's going to take as long as it takes. So it can take from a few days to a few weeks to actually have your floaters dissipate. If they don't dissipate after a few weeks, you may need to add the 4060 as a companion drop to really get those cataracts. I mean, sorry, not cataracts, but get the floaters dissolved in the vitreous fluid of the eye. And you should also be using the Revitalize, the moisturizing, hydrating eye drop, because that's going to actually bring moisture back into the vitreous fluid and allow the castor oil to do its job, breaking up the clumped up collagen in the vitreous fluid.
Good evening, ladies.
Hello, hello, hello. How you doing?
I'm good. Today's day.
Yes, it is. Today is Monday. Isn't that something?
Right.
The weekend went by like a flash.
It went by way too fast. I don't even remember having it. I don't recall.
I don't particularly recall either, but I'm really excited for tomorrow when I can get all these orders out the door and get everybody their products. I'm so excited. I made 200 bottles of Revitalize today. And yeah. So I blended the formula. I bottled 200 bottles and heat sealed them all and got them all ready to rock and roll. So I've got, a bunch of orders to fill tomorrow and get out the door. And I'm so excited. I get to breathe a sigh of relief that everything's back to normal as far as, the way I process orders. And yeah, I've been doing it longer. So I'm just faster, better. I just am. I just am. Well, and I don't have a little kid. I don't have, a wife, family. I don't have all of that going on around me. So it's really challenging when you're trying to do everything. And I don't have all of that. And right now I live in a 55 and up community, so there's no noise going on. There's nothing going on. I can be in here,
Nice.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and it all day long. Nobody cares.
Right.
It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing, to say the least.
So,
So,
I went ahead and did an extra Revitalize once I got home, and I may do one more before I go to bed tonight. I did estimate it was about a 6-second sting.
yeah.
Again, not as bad. So I'm like, okay. If I don't do the 3070 tonight, I'm going to start that.
Excellent. Well, do the Revitalize again tonight because honestly, the sting should be like a second or 2 max.
Right, and that's what I'm trying to get it down to.
Yeah.
So that's why I went ahead and tried to, make a mental count real quick and see how long it was lasting. And that's, again, still better than what it was when I started. I just didn't realize how dry my eyes were.
Almost nobody does.
Take that into account.
We don't, because you don't have anything to measure it against.
Right.
That's the other thing is how do you measure how dry your eyes are?
True. I mean, I thought it was all allergies, so I didn't think about it.
Right.
And I've been having severe allergies for as long as I can remember because I went to several ENTs.
Yeah.
And had the testing done, and I'm allergic to almost everything. But I just didn't think that it was possible that, okay, my eyes are just that darn dry. You know?
It's significant, and I tell you the thing that's even more significant is now that you've dealt with the dryness and rehydrated the eyes, the number of issues that you'll have as you age immediately lessens.
Right.
Because
which is wonderful, because I come from a family of allergy sufferers and eyeglass wearers. So
yeah, I have a really good friend of mine who's always had allergies. And she's been using the drops, and she's like, I don't really feel like I have allergies, starting the spring. And she lives in the South, so, spring's already sprung. So she's like, I'm just not feeling the allergies as much, this year. And I'm like, so as much or at all? And she was like, really at all. And I said, so, I said, it's probably because your eyes are hydrated. The pollen and stuff stops at that liquid layer that's coating the eye. When the eyes are dry, there's nothing coating the eye.
Right.
So everything has the ability to actually connect with the eyeball.
That's true. And Leslie, I think that's why we get stigmatisms too. My eyes were so dry before I used your products, and I had stigmatisms. And I used your product within 8 weeks. I lost my stigmatisms in my eyes, and now I'm in a lower prescription glasses without, astigmatism in them. And it's just, I know it did some. I never realized when they say dry eye how it just plugs up your oil glands. You don't know it, and your tear ducts or whatever. That was causing my eyes to tear so bad, and it was so annoying. Also embarrassing sometimes. Your eyes would be just weeping for no reason, and it's like, I got all this drippage coming out of my eye, and one eye seemed to be worse than the other. But the longer I used to revitalize and the 30-70, just things would change, and I was going into transitions. Like in the beginning, it felt like something's moving in my eyes. I'd say to Leslie, something's sticking in it. And she said, well, you don't have to use it so much. So I went back to the morning and evening. But your eyes go through a transition with every couple weeks of using these products. And now, to me, it's a little bit of a miracle. I don't have astigmatism, and I'm in a lower. I'm just happy not to have those stigmatisms. I want my eyeglass. I want my left eye to be the same with my right eye, and that's what it did for me. And I don't have that, feeling like something's burning in between my eyelashes anymore when I'm out and about. So.
Your
it's really healthy, but you have to stay dedicated.
Your blepharitis is taken care of.
Exactly.
Yeah. So and Coco, the thing you'll notice too with hydrating your eyes is it's not a I don't know how to say it the right way. It's not a zero-sum game. It's like you can't it's just like putting lotion on your skin. You can't put it on one time and you're like, I'm good now.
Right.
So I encourage everybody to use it so often because it makes it obvious. Who's coming up?
She came up. Tracy? Yeah, I brought her up, but I just put her on mute. She'll have to unmute herself if she has a comment or a question.
Okay. All right, thanks. I forgot where I was. Anyway, the reason
about like being consistent.
Yeah, I want people to use it as much as possible early so they get in the habit of using it.
Right. Because I know me, I'm that girl that is not consistent, and I'll be like, no. So if I can stay consistent with a certain time, like I do it before I go to work, I do it when I get home at night. Just as a routine, then hopefully, just being honest.
Yeah, and you have to set the intention, because looking at your family history, if you've got people that have had significant eye issues and you're young
Right.
enough to not have them at the moment.
Right,
But
because I have a family history of glaucoma and cataracts.
and if you keep your eyes hydrated and moisturized, you will more than likely not fall into that category, because your eyes won't be fighting for moisture.
Right. And I'm in Texas, so
Well,
my eyes
100%.
ain't fighting.
100%. Yeah. I mean, honestly, with climate change, we're all living in more challenging environments than ever before.
Yeah. Okay, we have a question from Butterfly about which drop would be best for her. I couldn't bring her up. I don't know if you can bring her up. But it says, my husband is contemplating cataract surgery. Should he try drops first? And I told him yes. So she wanted to know which blend.
So,
and I know you need some numbers and information from her.
yeah. Well, and with cataract surgery, if he's going to get surgery, more than likely the cataracts are moderate to severe, and probably leaning closer to the severe stage. And if you're going to do drops, you have to be willing to be consistent and be willing. Thank you for the order. Just got an order. And be willing to wait the period of time it's going to take for the drops to be effective. It's not going to be like 2 weeks and bam, the cataracts are gone. It'll probably be at least 3 months, and maybe a little more than that. So if there's a need for him to have great eyesight before that 3 month mark, I would recommend that you go ahead and go with the surgery. I wouldn't recommend surgery, because I think it's a ridiculous premise to actually take things out of your eye, to put something back in your eye to try and benefit your eyesight. But if he's willing to forego a 3 or 4 month time frame, his eyesight will start getting better and better and better week over week, month over month. But the cataracts won't be completely gone until they're gone. And nobody can qualify how long that's going to be. But the blend that I would recommend you start with is 4NI. It's the number 4, ANEYE. And if his cataracts are very severe, I had a very severe cataract in my left eye. I needed the 4NI and the 40/60, and I utilized those two blends to break up that cataract on my left eye. And after a year, it's finally gone. But it took that amount of time for that particular cataract. The moderate cataract on my right eye was gone in 3 months. And there are other people that have even shorter time frames, but it depends on how much calcification has built up on the lens of the eye over the period of time. So how much protein buildup there is, and how calcified that protein is. I hope that made sense. So, and you're welcome to call me and talk to me. My phone number's at the top. I'm on WhatsApp. You can call me, and I'm happy to have a conversation with you in depth. But that's the gist on just a general conversation. Okay. All right, Butterfly, you said I think we'll call you. Please do. Please do. I'm happy to talk to you in depth about it. And I've had some pretty in-depth conversations today with people about their eye health. Some customers, to be, uh, but it's phenomenal when you can talk to somebody about what your options are. That's one of the things that I love doing is talking to people about what their potential options are and giving you more than just one choice. Sheldon says slow process for the plumber to clear the sink. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and everybody has a little different. Our eyes are all the same, but the makeup of the protein and the calcification of the protein is different on each eye. Just like people that have heart surgery, some people have a whole lot of plaque buildup. Some people, it's not as significant, which is why they have, one, two, and three, four bypass surgeries. So there's there's just differences in the way our bodies deal with what's going on and how you have to work to resolve it and then restore it is going to be different person to person. Rosalba Corona, I just ordered 4060. I'm doing 3070. When should I start using the 4060? So here's what I would do. If you're going to use the 4060, you're going to use it as a companion drop. I would start using it right after the 3070. So drop the 3070, then drop the 4060, and do that twice a day for 7 days. So do it 2 times a day for 7 days, and after 7 days, use the 4060 midday. So just do 3070 in the morning, 3070 at night, and 4060 in the middle of the day. So give the 4060 a chance to actually start working on the thing that you're working on, and then slow down your use of it because you don't want to overtreat the eye. Okay, we got 47 people in the room. Yay. Thank you so much. And we've got 10,300 likes. I want to set a goal for 30,000 likes tonight. That would be absolutely fabulous. I got to get the likes back up so that the algorithm just starts, pushing my live. There was a point where, I don't know, it was like, I think 2 weeks, right, Dana? Like 2 weeks, we were hitting the 40, 50, 60,000 like range on a regular basis. And
we did it for about a week. We had about 100 people in the room too. So what we need to do right now, we have 5 shares. We have 49 people in the room. And what we could do is, if you're just here to listen, that's fine. But if you have somebody in mind, a family member, a friend, a co-worker, just someone you think this information would be beneficial to, there are a lot of options that you can share this live with them right now. By just going down to the bottom of the page, clicking the arrow. When you click the arrow, it's going to give you a lot of different options. It's going to give you a copy link, Facebook, Messenger, WhatsApp app, your text messages. I drop mine on my Facebook page. And what I do is just hit the arrow, hit the Facebook emblem, and it takes me right to my page. I drop on it. It drops in, and I just say, I'm on live now. And then anybody strolling past my page can click on it and come in. And then people that I've talked to throughout the day and told them I would let them know, I go straight to my text messages, and I just drop that same link in their text message to let them know that we're live. We had a young lady came on last night from me doing that because she had actually stopped doing the drops because of how much it burned for her. And Miss Leslie talked to her and told her what she could do to help her out with that. So hopefully she'll come back today or in a few days and let us know what's going on. But the information is here for us and for our loved ones and friends and family. We just got to get the information to them. We don't have to beat them over the head. We just got to give them a little push. And that's what we do, just to get them here. And then by tapping the screen, you tap it with your finger, hit that eye in the middle, and just tap, tap, tap. If everybody in here tapped 100 times, she can make her goal really, really fast. Her goal is only 30,000
use 2 fingers. Yeah, sometimes 3. They have a tapper. They have a tapper, but I never purchased the tapper. But, yeah. I don't have a tablet, but girl, I be working my fingers.
Handle it.
How many people in the room right now? If this is your first time here, put a 1 in the comments. We just kind of want to know how's it working, how many people are coming in, and what state are the other ones here that are watching us.
Yeah, states and countries. Let me know where you're from. I love that. Hey, Mark, welcome in. Holly's in Idaho. Idaho. Lila, how you doing? Sheldon's in the Bahamas. Coco, what state are you in? Dana's in Ohio. Ohio. Peace be my name, Connecticut.
We have Carmen up on the panel.
Okay. Lila's in Coachella Valley, California. Man. All right, just real quick. New Jersey, Denver, Florida, hello, Virginia, Jamaica. Welcome, everybody. All right, Carmen.
Let's put them on mute. They're not saying it.
Carmen Osborne 5. Okay, well, that's the end of that.
New Jersey? Is that New Jersey?
Mark says, sorry, I'm new at this. How do I get your product? My website is at the bottom of the screen, bearcatbody.com, BARECATBODY.com.
You're actually kind of covering it
with my picture.
Your picture.
Yeah, I am. Let me see if I can I move that picture? Yeah, I can't move it. I mean, I don't know why all the changes are. Used to be able to move the picture around, and I can't move it now.
So Leslie.
Yes.
What would you recommend? So far, I haven't had any issues lately, but as the summer approaches, in the event I have any sinus pressure, is there a specific blend that I would be able to like rub in my those nasal cavity areas?
You have the 3070, don't you?
Yeah. And I just ordered. I had ordered the pain one too. I can't remember the name of it right now.
The 50/50?
I don't think it's 50/50. Hold on.
75/25 plus?
And I can tell you.
Okay. Lila, HH768. She says, I'm about 1 hour or so away from Riverside. I was born in Riverside. That is phenomenal. Craig, 67, South Carolina. My mother was born in South Carolina. I feel like I got family in the house tonight. Oh, we got Dallas. Yeah, Dallas, Texas is Coco. Okay, GMA 88. What can I do for blurry vision? The blend I recommend is the 3070. 3070. It's 30% DMSO, 70% castor oil. All right, yay. I saw all of the comments. Thank you for participating. Thank you for the likes. We're at 16,800. I'm not going to stop asking until we hit 20,000 so I can get off of that horse for the next hour or so. Lila says, I love listening to your lives and others talk about their stories. Thank you so much. I love that. GMA88, thanks. I'm on the website now. Excellent. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Yay. So, Sheldon, how's the weather in the Bahamas? How's the weather in Freeport? Humid. The humidity hasn't hit in my area in Central Florida yet. It's probably going to hit like in the next 2 days, and I'm just kind of dreading it. I'm just like,
to be honest, I'm exaggerating just a bit. Not ridiculous yet because we're not in full swing of summer yet, but it is warmer than I like December.
yes, yeah.
I like 72 degree temperature.
I was hoping to be out of the state of Florida by summer, and I'm here still, and I'm like, I might have to figure out another plan because the humidness in the summer is just like it's just too much.
That's what left me. You're still better than me because electricity is cheaper in Florida than it is in the Bahamas.
Well, I mean, of course,
Air conditioners could run 24/7 here. Look at
100%.
everything is. I have family that lives in Florida. They don't turn off their air conditioners. You can't do that in the Bahamas. You have to save that for nighttime when you want to sleep. Most people suffer in the day and sleep comfortably at night.
Really?
Yeah, they don't
Just
turn
because
on.
of the price of the electricity?
Yeah, they if you have to choose between day or night, they suffer in the day and when nighttime comes, they sleep comfortably.
That would be too much for me. Yeah. I'd have to move to an island that's less humid. My goal is San Miguel in the Azores. So Mark says, my vision is getting blurrier by the years. What do you recommend? So Mark, depending on your age, I would recommend the 3070. If you're under 70, I would recommend the 3070. And if you're over 70, if you're 70 and up, I would recommend the 4NI. 63. Okay. So I would recommend you start with the 3070. You might, depending on what's going on with your eyes, need the 4NI, but the 3070 is a great place to start. All right, 17,900 likes. We're almost there. We're almost there. Mark, you are welcome. Yvonne, I wear contacts, have floaters. Eye doctor says beginning to form cataracts. All right, we got to get you set up, Yvonne. I would absolutely recommend you get the 3070. Anytime, just so anybody listening, anytime you buy any of the products, you get my moisturizing, hydrating eye drop called Revital Eyes. And that's a companion product that comes with it. That is going to bring hydration and moisturization back into the eye system. Very, very, very beneficial. Yvonne, you need the 3070 blend, and I would honestly start it. You're going to do 2 days with the Revitalize, hydrate, and moisturize the eyes. Then you're going to start using the 3070, and I would recommend you do it 3 times a day for 7 days. And after 7 days, twice a day, morning and evening.
I forgot to tell you, Leslie, they caught the person that was lighting the fire. So it was the person, it wasn't nature. The fire started naturally here, but someone intentionally light the fire.
Oh my gosh, they need to put him under the jail.
Yeah, they caught the person doing it. And that caused some serious fires on this island.
That's just terrible.
The person lost their house.
What?
He was intentionally lighting the fire.
Yeah, no, that's just terrible. That should you should just spend a whole lot of time in jail. When you're on an island like that, lighting stuff on fire, just, no pyromaniacs should be on islands.
And the resources done are not up to the par, fire trucks and stuff like that. The thank God they were able to get it under control without no loss of life. Only one house was lost to it. Thank God.
No, definitely thank God for that.
They caught the person, they have the person in jail who was lighting the fires intentionally. Now the island does suffer from natural fires and it's really hot sometimes because of a little bit of I'd say pollution. They light for glass all over the bush, but it wasn't hot enough for that. Something really started with this really, really hot. It's hot, but it's not to that level where we have bushfires. They caught the person.
I'm really glad they caught him. So Yvonne says, would I do it when I take my contacts out? I wear them instead of glasses. I can't see without them. So Yvonne, yep, you got to take your contacts out in order to use these drops because they include DMSO, and DMSO is going to interact with the contact lens, and it'll basically melt it and ruin it. So you don't want that in your eye when you're using these drops. And I understand that your eyesight's not that great when you don't have your contacts in. You will need to wait 15 minutes after you do these drops to put your contacts back in. So you want to be someplace where you can be stable and secure for about 20 minutes when you do the drops. Your eyesight is going to get better over time. And it could get better quite rapidly. Holly was just saying how her eyesight's better. Dana's not even wearing her glasses or contacts anymore after 8 weeks of using the 3070 blend. So as your eyesight gets better, the contacts are going to get less comfortable to wear because they're going to be too strong for your eyes. But you cannot have contacts in and use these drops. You're welcome. You are welcome, Yvonne. Butterfly, thanks for the rose. I appreciate you. Pinder, thank you for sharing the live. Okay, Mark, I think I got you. Okay. All right. Matthew McConaughey, I did him no justice right there at all. All right, we got 48 people in the room. Mark, yes, I did say 3070. 3070. Okay, Lila, question for you. You said for me to purchase the 3070 blend, I have false lashes on. Ooh, okay. So that is going to be challenging. And here's the reason why. If you get the 3070 blend in and around that lash glue, then that's going to take the lash glue deep into your system. You don't want that. So you would want to take the lashes off. The lashes I cannot remove. What? Howard, can you come up and talk to me?
Leslie, that's something I'm concerned about too, getting my eyelashes done with the permanent. I told you I wanted to wait till I start doing my maintenance.
Yeah, what do they put on them if they're permanent?
Well, now they have a light. When I went last week, I actually canceled the appointment because I want to wait till my maintenance is down to like once a week or so. But because right now I'm doing 3 times a week. But she told me that it's a type of glue that it's, I guess, stronger. And when they put it on, then they put a light on it, which cures it, I guess. cures it so it's not like bleeding or leaking or whatever. So I'm still kind of nervous about it right now. I'd rather stay with my accessory glasses and find some mascara. I still haven't found that all natural mascara yet.
I mean, it sounds like a resin.
Really? Just in cue. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello.
We can hear you. Hit the save button. We have another person in the queue also. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
We can. Okay, so the lashes that I have on are the ones that you cannot take off. I get them done every week. They're false, but they do the whole glue part and whatnot. I don't know if the 30-70 blend will not be good for that.
Hang on. So I'm just asking ChatGPT. The type of glue for lash extensions is cyanocrylate based adhesives, and that's the main type. This is a primary ingredient in professional lash glue. It bonds quickly and creates a strong, long-lasting hold. Different types are used based on drying time, strength, and sensitivity. Okay, can cause eye irritation, allergic reaction, or chemical burns if misused. It's formaldehyde-free. Options are now the standard. All right, I gotta ask if this glue.
For anybody wondering what's going on, she's looking up information for us who wear eyelashes and want to have the drops in our eyes that have permanent eyelashes on. So she's going through her, what's it called?
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
GPT.
And getting that information for us. I'm too scared. Thought I was scared to put the drops in your eye, now I'm scared to put eyelashes back on. Don't laugh at me, Javi. It's true. I mean, I was an eyelash girl. Go back and look at any of my videos. I was eyelash.
Thank you for the order. I just got an order.
Stop. Just to stop, you know. Like I said, that's how I came up with the accessory class. So, Sheldon, it's not funny. I was up to my eyes. But you know, now
Okay.
I got filters if I do any kind of videos or something. I could put a filter on it, have the eyelashes, but when you blink, then the eyelashes end up on your cheek or something sometimes. I'm like, I can't do this. Right. So that's why I had proceeded to go ahead and put them. I canceled an appointment. I had an appointment on April Fool's Day of all days, and I canceled it, 4 or 5 days before. I just wait a little while longer, Dana. I know you've got better eyes than me and Sheldon, but wait a little while longer until you get some type of protocol where maybe you can get your lashes, but if you use the 30-70 once a week or whatever it is you use, you gotta be really careful so you don't get any of those.
No, here's the deal. Hang on a second. Hey, you guys, hang on a second. So here's what ChatGPT says about this glue. So cyanocrylate and DMSO, yes, there will be a reaction, and not in a good way. So chemical breakdown, DMSO can degrade cyanocrylate, the main ingredient in lash glue or super glue, breaking down the bond and weakening or dissolving the adhesive. Heat or fuming reaction, when combined directly, DMSO may cause heating or fuming reaction, similar to when cyanocrylate touches cotton or water. It's rare but potentially dangerous. Tissue transport risk. DMSO can carry cyanocrylate or its byproducts through the skin or mucous membranes, which could lead to irritation, inflammation, or systemic exposure. The bottom line, capital letters, do not use DMSO around any area where cyanocrylate based glue is applied, especially around the eyes, nose, or mouth. This combo is not safe even if applied topically in different layers or on nearby areas.
Wow, that gives you something to think about, Dana.
I ain't thinking no further. I'm just gonna find a mascara, all natural mascara, and I'm videoing what she just said right now, and I'm sending it to my the lady who does my eyes. I don't know why I'm canceling that next appointment that I haven't made.
Well,
I'm just not. It's not worth it for me.
And
What
you may,
about, like, if you wear eyelashes, let's say you do the eyelashes for 1 month, have fun with your eyelashes, and then you're done with that month, so you don't wear your eyelashes no more, and you go back to your 30-70, because I know you want to stay on the 30-70 for maintenance. And you're like,
here's my suggestion. My suggestion would be to ask the professional who's doing the eyelashes for the ingredient list in the glue that they use. It may be that they're using a different glue. I don't know. But whatever, you got to make sure whatever they're using to glue the lash on, that it's not something that is going to interact with the DMSO.
Well, I'm okay. I did ask her that before, but whatever she told me, to me, it still didn't make it made sense that she's using this, and I wasn't comfortable with using a light on my eye. Whatever, like how you do the nails.
Yeah.
I feel like over time doing the gel nail stuff over time is not good. So why would I have it by my eye?
No, I agree with you. I don't.
If anything is best, you wear the lashes for a month and don't do the treatment for 30 days, and then when you decide to stop using it, then go resume maintenance after that.
I think that's just too much management, honestly. I think the thing that you gotta decide to do is the thing you said, Dana, makes the most sense. I wouldn't use that light on my eyes. I don't know. You know what I mean? We're aging as it is. We have enough assault in our eyes, and now you're using a drop to enhance your eyesight and restore your eyesight, and then you're going to use this light that may very well cause other issues in your eyesight. I didn't even know that was a thing. I got to look at that and actually see where I land on the usage of a light to cure glue, to glue lashes to your eyelids. Like it's a foreign concept to me, but I imagine it is kind of the same light that they do with the curing the nail polish.
or maybe even what they do when they give you feelings. I don't know, Dana. That light thing would freak me out unless you just do your own eyelashes yourself. Sometimes they got those eyelashes that just have the glue already stuck to them, and you just stick.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask, Leslie. What about the magnet eyelashes? What did you think about that?
I don't think that would be an issue at all. The magnet ones. And I'm gonna ask ChatGPT Chat GPT that next. But I'm asking about this light to cure false eyelashes.
Okay, I'm gonna say something to the comments. Butterfly, thank you for that suggestion about the patch test, but I'm not gonna go any further with the eyelashes. Ilya, I don't know how to say her name. She says she's gonna, at her next appointment tomorrow, she's gonna ask them about the glue, get more information about the glue. When you do, come back tomorrow evening and let us know. You want to open your mic, or you want to drop down? Mark said he just placed his first order in California, and how long was the delivery time? I was thinking like 5 days, but I didn't want to say until I talked to Leslie.
Yeah, no, it'll whatever the time it takes. The shipping time is going to take 2 to 3 days, and usually 2 to 3 days to process the order.
Okay.
Hey, it's raining! Yay!
Okay, thanks. Ellie, how do you say your name? I don't want to be messing it up.
Who?
Somebody said the light burns when they do gel polish. The light burns when they do butterfly.
So here's another note from ChatGPT. It says LED lash glues, rare and specialized. A new trend in some salons uses LED curable glue, which cures a blue LED light like dental bonding. These are not yet widely used and require special glue and training, more expensive and still under safety review for long-term use near eyes. And here's why they're not common. The cyanocrylate glues don't need the light, so obviously that's a benefit. But using UV light near the eyes regularly could increase the risk of eye damage or skin aging. Most lash eye techs rely on humidity, temperature, and proper glue choice for curing speed. And then it talks about how to, if you want faster curing time. Okay.
So Leslie, did I hear you say that the blue light that I was talking about is not good? That this is something they're just starting to look at?
Yeah, and there hasn't been they haven't been safety approved yet. They just got the go ahead and do it, and we'll see what happens approval.
Okay. I'm not gonna be able to do it.
So LEDs
You don't
emit.
want to be no guinea pig either, Dana.
100%. LEDs emit a lot of blue light, especially in cool white or blue tinted bulbs and screens. Chronic exposure may lead to digital eye strain, blurry vision, headaches, dry eyes, disruption of sleep cycles, melatonin suppression, possible damage to the retina over time. It's still under research.
Okay, thank you. User 581, you just came up in the panel. Do you have a question or a comment for Miss Leslie? Okay, they dropped back down.
Wasn't Lila up? I saw Lila up.
Was it Lila? That's who was talking about. She said she's gonna go to her doctor's appointment tomorrow and ask about the stuff. She said thanks again.
You're welcome.
She says yes, I will ask her at my appointment tomorrow. Thank you, Leslie, and everyone.
You're welcome. Like this to me, for vanity's sake, is scary. Just on its face, having that blue light for whatever period of time it takes to cure that glue, and because you're talking about your eyelashes, You can't even put like a safety cup over your eye so that the light doesn't penetrate. And closing your eyelid is not going to protect your eye because the skin on the eyelid is so very thin that light is going to penetrate. So, if you're adding stress to the eye for the sake of vanity, you're going to wind up in a situation where your eye health is at risk. It's not just your eyesight; it's your eye health as a whole.
I just want you all to know we can take eyelashes off the table for me. Okay, I'm just gonna stick with my accessory glasses for now. And like I said, if anybody knows anything about mascara that has all natural ingredients, please let me know in my DM, please. Thank you. Dana, I thought Suzanne Summers had a natural makeup line. I've never ordered any makeup or anything like that from her, but every now and then it'll pop up on Facebook. Everything's, I know she passed away, but everything's posted and she's got her family running the business. But I could have swore, well, yeah, they had a natural eyeliner and I think a mascara too. I'm particularly interested in a lady that came on the live with Leslie a couple of months ago, and we were talking about different things, and she brought that up.
So I don't know why I never thought to ask this before, but I just asked ChatGPT, and Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara is a clean, cruelty-free mascara that lifts, lengthens, and holds curl, formulated with organic bee and carnauba waxes to condition lashes. Available at Ilia's official website and retailers like Sephora. And then there's a 100% pure fruit pigmented ultra lengthening mascara colored with black tea, berries, and cocoa pigments. This mascara lengthens and separates lashes without clumping. It's vegetarian and free from synthetic dyes. Saying you purchase it at their website. And then W3LL people, I guess it's supposed to be well people, expressionist mascara, a plant-based formula that provides length and definition. It's free from petroleum, parabens, and aluminum. Available through Well People's, Pacifica Stellar Gaze. They've got a natural lash.
Can you screenshot any of that and send it to me?
Yeah, no, I can send it to you without a doubt.
Okay, thank you.
I will do that.
All right, Sheldon, he's watching Three's Company right
now. Tell Chrissy I said hi. That's hilarious.
All right, we got 43 people in the room. Anybody have any questions, comments, testimonies, anything? We made it to 20. Leslie, we're at 20.5.
Woohoo!
10 shares, so I think we probably need to do another tap break so she can go ahead and make it. She's got 1 hour. Are you here till 11 tonight?
Nope, I'm gonna be here till 10:30 because I got orders that I got to work on, and I'm not gonna spend that extra time, so I can get all these orders out.
To tap up, all 40 of us. Let's tap. Mute your mics and let's tap. We're gonna mute my mic. Tap. While we're doing the tap party, I wasn't for sure if you heard me, Leslie. I was telling you that the pain product that I have was the pain relieving body butter. I was asking you about using it like in my nasal cavity area.
I'm sorry, I was reading the text. I apologize.
Okay.
You have my full.
I have the. It's okay. You got engrossed into what you was reading.
Well, It happens to me, especially when people ask a question, but they ask it wrong. Like
Gotcha.
I get engaged in why they're asking what they're asking, but I realize after a minute or so, no, they just said that wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
But go ahead.
No, I was just talking about like if I have sinus pressure, kind of brings on a little pain. Is it recommended to use the pain relieving body butter in the nasal cavity areas, or I know you talked about since I already have the 3070. Do you just recommend rubbing just a little bit in that in those
Yes, I
areas?
would recommend rubbing a little of the 3070 in the nostril.
Okay.
But then putting the pain body butter on the outside of the nostril
Right, that's
because
why I was thinking, like, just for the topical. Yeah.
yeah, because the essential oils will definitely penetrate and help open everything up and relax everything. But do not
Okay.
put that in your nose.
Gotcha. So I could do the 3070 in my nose if I need
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
Will
Absolutely.
do.
Yeah. And you could
That is some
honestly,
good sound advice,
yeah, you could
especially on those
honestly
days.
take the 3070, put a little bit on a cotton swab, you know,
Yeah.
and then just shove it in the nasal cavity for like 10 minutes.
Okay.
And that'll open everything up and, leave the solution in the nose long enough that it can
Right.
penetrate and open everything up. And then you're done with it for, that day. And then just put the body butter topically on the nose and you'll be good to go.
Okay, awesome. Because that was one of the things when I went to the ENT appointment. Um, when they looked up my nose, they're like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" Like, yeah, why? They're like, your nasal cavities is almost closed up. I'm like, this is normal for me. I'm not saying that um, I feel my best, but I've had to adapt to it. I don't know what else to do. So,
Yeah. No, it will make a difference, especially if you do it every day. So if you do it every day, not only will the castor oil and the DMSO absorb, but because the castor oil is with the DMSO, it's going to penetrate deep into the nasal system. So it will be able to affect areas of your nose that you can't even snort into.
girl, because I just want to cut my head in half and just. Oh my god! Just quick like down the middle, whatever. Just dig out in my nasal area. I'm like, good grief.
Yeah, just get the organic cotton balls and fluff them up because they're pretty, dense. Fluff them up,
Okay.
put a few drops on the cotton ball, shove it up in the nostrils, wait 10 minutes, let it penetrate. After 10 minutes, take it out. You will probably have hours of relief.
So use a little piece of cotton, right, Leslie? Instead of putting a drop in it, you can't put that organic cotton.
Yeah, you need to use organic cotton because whatever's on the cotton is going to get absorbed because you're using DMSO.
Right, and most products that are out there, even whether it be sanitary products or even hygiene products, they're bleached. They're not.
100%.
So yeah.
100%.
So it makes sense.
Yeah, so use organic cotton balls and then, put them in your nostrils, let them sit for 10 minutes, take them out. You'll learn where the sweet spot is for yourself. You might only need
Right.
5 minutes, you might need 7 minutes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Figure out what the sweet spot is and then do that every day. And that will decrease the inflammation all the way up into your deep nasal cavity that connects to your eyeballs.
Right. And I believe that's some of the reasons why I have issues with my eyesight as well because of the allergy issues. So
No, I'm
it's best of both worlds.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you do because the reality is the the aqueous humor has to drain somewhere. And it drains through the nasal cavity that's the normal drainage system in the head. And if yours is all clogged up all the time,
Yes, and that's why I'm feeling this from my neck up, even my ears and everything. So I'm definitely
yes. And you can
rubbing it all where my station tube is. And
drop a drop in your ear every other day.
Yeah.
It'll open everything up.
Okay, cool. And maybe put a drop in your ear, but you can put the drop in your ear, one drop, right, Leslie?
Yeah, one drop in the ear every other day. You can't do that every day, every other day.
What does that do for the ear, please?
It opens up the whole ear canal. So you think about it, the castor oil and DMSO deal with inflammation in the eyes. They deal with inflammation, period. So if you've got allergies, the big issue with allergies is you're all stuffed up.
So with the ear, has anybody said anything about the things that are off balance in the ear that cause
the tinnitus? Tinnitus?
No.
Vertigo?
Are you talking like vertigo or something?
Yeah.
Vertigo. I have several people in my life that have issues with vertigo. 2 best friends and a sister.
So
I wanted to say something about isn't like an imbalance in of the liquid in your ear or something could be damaged to the middle ear.
There's actual crystals in the ear. There are crystals in our ear that if they get out of place, so if they get dislodged, then you will have balance issues.
Right.
So
I've been having that too. Yeah.
Drop a 30-70 every other day.
See, now this brings on another question.
Go ahead.
Vertigo?
I'm sorry.
Do you feel like you feel like that would help with vertigo?
I don't know if it'll help. It couldn't hurt. I do think that it definitely helps with the ears and balance issues in the ears. My mother, as she was aging, had vertigo symptoms, and she had other issues in her ears. And when I started dropping the 30-70 in her ear every other day, in 2 weeks, all of those issues went away. And
it makes perfect sense because when we were growing up, whenever we had like cold or sinus or any going on or any type of issues in the cranial area, we would drop castor oil in our ears and then put the cotton in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, when I was young, it was sweet oil, which is olive oil, but you would warm it a little bit and then drop it in your ear. But castor oil is just, the problem with it is it's so thick that if you get too much in your ear, you can do damage.
Right. It was only a small amount.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lot.
And I'm talking to everybody that's listening to us so that people just don't go, stick a bottle of castor oil next to their ear and go,
Right. I haven't tried putting the 30-70 in my ear, but I'll try it. Let me get the organic ear. But I wonder, does that also help with, what if you have a sensitivity to sound?
Well, and that's what my mom had in the last year of her life. She had a sensitivity to sound. And she had this popping that was going on in her ear. She had balance issues, and she had vertigo issues.
Okay, so someone in the comments just said that. Max says, I have balance problems and CSF leaks out of ear, tendinitis, vertigo, double vision, optical headaches. Any advice, please?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I would start using the 3070 as an every other day eardrop. Every other day, a drop in the ear. And just let it roll down, let it penetrate. 2 days later, do it again. Every couple of days. And just keep rolling with that and let the ear actually heal itself.
Okay, she said something to you, Coco. I don't get all of that.
Well,
That's interesting.
she's got
To
cerebral
use the
spinal fluid.
370.
She said she's got CSF, cerebral spinal fluid, flowing out of her ear. So there's a leakage somewhere in her neck arena, in the head, in the neck, where cerebral spinal fluid is leaking through to the ear canal and out her ear.
Oh, she couldn't come up on the thing. She said she has speech problems. We were trying
Okay.
to pull her up in the panel. I would think it's a lot better to use 3070. Some people put alcohol in their ear, and I just think that's so invasive. You know, alcohol.
Well, it just dries
No,
everything out.
I heard of hydrogen peroxide, but DMSO and Castor Oil's got some working benefits to it, and to put alcohol in your ear, I think that could be damaging too.
Well, alcohol dries everything out, and
Yeah.
you're drying things out in an area that needs moisture. So it's not a good idea.
Yeah, moisture and better flow. I don't think alcohol is any good for that.
Leslie, Max also indicated, along with her speech problems, that she has expressive dysplasia,
Yeah.
IV, got Charlie malformation.
I'm actually putting that in ChatGPT right now.
For her, along with the balance issues and CSF leaks out of the ear, tendinitis, vertigo, double vision, optical headaches.
Can we do a 2-minute tap party and see where that gets us? Just 2 minutes. I use my pointer finger. Tap party.
Hang on. Okay. So this Chiari malformation overview. The Chiari malformation is a condition where the brain tissue, specifically the cerebellar tonsils, pushes into the spinal canal, often due to a structural defect in the skull. It can affect nerves and brainstem functions depending on severity. Expressive dysphasia or aphasia. This refers to a difficulty expressing words, forming speech, or writing clearly, but understanding speech may still be intact. Okay. It usually results from damage or disruption in the brain's language centers, especially the Broca's area in the frontal lobe. Totally understand that. How they are connected. While Chiari malformation itself typically affects balance, coordination, and nerve function, it can indirectly cause expressive language issues. Brainstem compression affects blood flow or communication between regions. There's associated pressure changes. So hydrocephalus, CSF flow disruption. If you had surgery, Chiari decompression, and there's temporary neurological inflammation or side effects. There are coexisting neurological conditions like stroke, seizure, or traumatic brain injury, neurological evaluation, and speech language. There's a lot here. I'm not going to read it all, but man, one of the suggestions it makes is natural brain support, omega 3s, B vitamins, and anti inflammatory herbs with doctor's approval. I would absolutely love to get some more detailed information about your specific situation, but and I would even recommend that you would buy the 40/60 and instead of the 30/70, you would go to the 40% DMSO, 60% castor oil, and you would probably want to use it as just a total neck and head rub, as well as potentially in the ears. You would want to talk to your doctor about it without a doubt. But because there's other things to consider. But the fact that inflammation is one of the key, symptoms involved all the way around, I think DMSO and castor oil would be a game changer in just being able to normalize all of those situations and balance things out. Thank you, Max, for bringing this to the forefront and asking these questions. Thank you so much, because I really think that in your situation specifically, you should really start looking at DMSO heavily and considering the number of ways that you could utilize it to benefit and elongate the use of your body and your life. Just I this would be this in my head is like my head's blowing up literally right now, because I really think it would be a significant thing for you to take a look at and consider.
That would be awesome if that will help give her relief. 'Cause that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean the headaches that could all go away very, very, very quickly and easily. It would have to be consistent use, and you would have to, get the right percentage of DMSO going. I think the 40 would be better, and if you could be consistent with a daily routine, I think it would just be phenomenal. Okay, Marcus McGee, I received mine today and used it for the first time. I really hope this product works. Marcus, Marcus, that's excellent. Come on up and have a chat with me. I'd love to hear what your first use was like, for you, as far as how it felt in your eyes, how your eyes felt after. Um, if you can, if you're not at work or driving or doing something else, feel free to come on up and let's have a little chat. So, and this is one of the things that I absolutely, I love hearing about what's going on with people. Um, just because situations like this, you just spend 5 minutes deep diving into a comment, and it's like boom, all these lights go off and all these triggers hit, and you know it's like, hey, look at this, think about this. And like Coco, that I sent some stuff for you for your sister, um, because of a conversation I had with a guy who saw my live on YouTube, and he called me, and he's an Ayurvedic health specialist, and he was just talking in general, and he said something to me, about different parts of the body, and I'm like, well, what do you think about this, and what do you think about that? And he's like, no, trust me, this herb, yada yada yada. Like he went down a whole rabbit hole.
Oh, dealing with herbs is a rabbit hole because you have to look at the body uh, as a whole. You can't divide it up and try to.
Yes.
And thinking that you're going to solve this one issue over here. No, get to the root cause because it could be something else that's even causing those issues.
100%. 100%. You have to be willing to look at causation.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have to be willing to look at it. But it was just a fabulous conversation because he was so knowledgeable. And as he spoke, there were things that just triggered in my head. And I'm like, well, what do you think of this? And what do you think of that? And he contacted me because he's like, you aren't on to something with DMSO and Castor Oil. Like, he's like, it's brilliant. It's just brilliant. I don't know why I never thought of it.
That's awesome.
No, it was great. But then we were on the phone for like an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, when you start talking about health, that's my love language now. Especially, I see the powers of how the herbs can do so much for the body, and it doesn't require you getting cut and sutured up and all this other stuff. Of course, that's things that are controllable, not something severe like a gunshot wound or something like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, the reality is all of the things that we know have their place. It's when you try and displace them in pursuit of money.
Yep.
That they turn into something terrible.
Yeah. And it creates a dishonest environment within the health industry. Like I tell people, sometimes you can reverse or even help better your health outcome just by eating better.
No,
it
food
doesn't require all those medications and all this other stuff, but that's what we have been taught.
Yeah, there's a YouTube special that's
natural products.
Exactly.
Products.
There's a YouTube special called "Food is Medicine."
Yes.
And it is, and the way that we cook it matters.
It's damaging. Yeah.
Well, it depends on what you're cooking.
Oil and over
yes.
And all this other stuff, it makes a difference. It's already we're losing the nutrients from the soil, and then you put it on the stove and you're damaging it. At that point, you're barely getting all the good nutrients like you need to. So yeah, it makes a difference.
Even if you were getting all the good nutrients, the fact that the oils are made in such a toxic way.
Right.
If you're used to eating things like Crisco and corn oils and all the seed oils, the safflower oil, and it's all bad. But
right, because you have to remember how they actually process those to get it into a shelf-stable liquid form.
No, 100%. Because we're not supposed to be eating it.
Exactly.
That's
fine. And all the nutrients out of it.
Yeah, but we're not supposed to be eating it, which is why they have to do all the stuff they got to do to make it shelf stable. The reason it's supposed to rot is because it's rotten. We're not supposed to be eating it. We are. It's just insane.
That's why I try to stay on the outside, the produce area. That's where you're gonna find me.
It just is what it is. And unfortunately, we have got to get so much smarter about not only what we put in our bodies, but how our body uses the stuff we put in our bodies.
Exactly. So it's going to use it for the good, or it's going to use it for the bad.
Exactly. And it's terrible that we live in a world where you can actually make poison taste great.
Right. Just by putting seasoning on.
100%. You add enough salt and sugar and fat, you're gonna eat it.
Yep.
My daughter. Say that again.
I mean, you really have to advocate for yourself. They're not doing it. I mean, as much as we want them to, as much as we want them to be honest, even though they have taken these oaths to do no harm, it's the love of money and the greed that drives them to do whatever is necessary to line their pockets, unfortunately. But that's a whole nother topic.
When my daughter was in high school, she loved Takis. She loved those little, supposed corn, um, chips. These Takis chips. She loved them. She still loves them.
Oh gosh.
But she comes home with them because I didn't buy them. She bought them at the store. She comes home with them, and I'm giving her crap about eating that. I'm like, that's just crap. You need to not eat that. And she's like, Mom, it's just I like it. It's good. I like that it's hot. Yada yada, spicy. I said, well, I tell you what. If you look up every ingredient on the back of that bag, and then research what it is that ingredient does for the body. If you can find one redeeming thing in one ingredient, like if you can find one redeeming thing in one ingredient in the ingredient list on that bag, I'll never say another word to you about it. 5 ingredients in, she's like, I'm not eating this. When she got to red dye number, like it was like red dye 70 or something like that, and she read what it does to the brain, and she was like, Mom, like this is poison. I said, yeah, but it tastes good, right? 100%. 100%. That's exactly what they learned. It's like if we put the sugar, salt, spice ratio together just so, the brain loves it. The person might not even like it.
Right.
Because I'm guilty of the same thing. I'm guilty of sitting and eating a bag of chips and saying, I don't even know why I'm eating this.
Yeah, potatoes is just my love language, especially chips, fries, all that.
Just give me the salt. That's it.
Okay, let me stop. Okay, so we have Ebony J717. She has a question. I was trying to bring her up.
30,000 4K. We need some clapping going on.
Woo! Thank you. We are there.
Continue with that tap party.
100%. That's fabulous.
Ebony stated that I have vitreous hemorrhage in both my eyes, 2 surgeries and injections, and still no improvement.
Oh my gosh, Ebony, I am so sorry. I am so sorry that you're going through this. Yes, you're having a vitreous hemorrhage, which means you've got a leakage in the vitreous fluid where the lens of the eye is encased in that fluid. And the thing that you don't want to have happen is to have the vitreous detach, and then that'll even be worse. And you have that in both of your eyes, sweetie. I'm so sorry. And then you've had 2 surgeries and injections, and oh my gosh, you need 4 in eye and 40/60. 4 in eye and 40/60. Those 2 drops are going to bring healing back into the eye system, close that hemorrhage, and actually bring more health back to the eye. I would love for you to call me. Feel free to call me. I don't want to say don't do the injections, but don't do the injections. Like, stop that if you can. If you can, stop that. And let's get you on a healing path, because those injections, they only are dealing with the symptoms. They aren't dealing with causation. They aren't going to make your eyes healthier. And that's problematic. But the 4 in eye and the 40/60, 4 in eye, 40/60. And then when you order it, you're going to want to call me, because I want to get a protocol for you to use that's going to get your eyes back on the healing path rapidly, and then consistently build the healing of your eyes, because you had that happen in both eyes. And that's rare. I think it's rare. I'm not I'm going to ask ChatGPT how common it is to have a vitreous hemorrhage bilaterally, so in both eyes. Okay. Ebony, you're welcome. You're welcome. Call me, take my number, call me. I'd love to hear some more details of what's going on with your eyes and help you as much as I possibly can. All right, I got 5 more minutes. It's about to be 10:30, and I've got some things I got to finish up so that I can get orders shipped tomorrow. I promised myself and customers that these orders are going out the door tomorrow, and I've got to finish prepping. Like, I think I've got 260 2-ounce bottles, and I've got to prep them tonight so I can fill them with 30, 70, 40, 60, 4 and I, and 4 and I 2, and get you guys' orders out the door. Out the door.
Did you answer the question about bleeding behind the eyes?
I didn't hear that question.
This says, what do you do if you're bleeding behind the eyes, Brother Willie Will?
I would use my 30/70 drop. I would use my 4 and I drops, 4 and I, and I would use them 3 times a day. And yeah, that's what I do. The 4 and I and the 40/60.
How often do you recommend the 40/60?
So for the first 7 days, after the 2 days with the moisturizing drop, the next 7 days, they would drop the 4 and I and the 40/60 one after the other. So start with the 40/60, then do the 4 and I, and the same at night. Do that for 7 days. And after 7 days, you're going to do 4 and I morning and night, but you're going to do 40/60 and then 4 and I at night, but no 40/60 in the morning. Do that for 7 days. And then we're going to.
Now, this is with the same question from Brother Willie Will.
Yes, this is with the bleeding in the back of the eye.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Because what you've got to get enough DMSO and castor oil into the eye system to actually have it locate the cause of the bleeding and then deal with the causation, shut that down, and then clean up all the blood in the back of the eye and push that out of the eye system.
Can you tell them what's in the 4 and I?
So the 4 and I is castor oil, DMSO, Meliopanini honey, 2% hyaluronic acid, Celtic salt saline solution.
Thank you.
And the
40. All right, well, you made your goals tonight. You got 2 minutes left, 41 people in the room, 17 shares. And will you be back with us tomorrow night?
I will be back tomorrow night.
Same time, Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 p.m.
8:30 p.m.
And anybody else needing any more information, go up to the top of the page here, click on her Bearcat body picture, and go join her page. Go look around at a lot of the posts and information that she has there for you, for us, and just read up and do your due diligence of doing your research. And then if you still have questions, come back and see her tomorrow. Bring somebody with you.
Hey, Tiff, your order is shipping tomorrow. Your order is shipping out tomorrow. And Brother Willie, in the 40/60 is just DMSO and castor oil. 40% DMSO, 60% castor oil. Butterfly, good night. Thank you for the good night. Appreciate you. All right, it is 10:29. We are on our way out the door. You guys, I had a great time with you tonight. It was a great conversation. Thank you all so much for showing up and asking all the questions that you asked. And, thank you for letting me go run down that rabbit hole with the eyelash. I'm going to bring some more information about that tomorrow. I promise you.
Tiff call you on about when they received the order with the Vital Eye.
Yeah, but the Revitalize was linked, and I actually set up another order that's going to get shipped out tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you, Holly.
Holly says, best live ever. There you go.
Yay. Oh, thank you, Sheldon.
Thank you. See,
y'all back here tomorrow.
100%. Everybody have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
All right.
$1.70. Ooh, look at that. Getting rich. I'm already rich, but getting richer. Okay. Hello. Good night, YouTube.
Okay, quiet. You're yelling.
I'm sorry.